Welcome to video number 2 of our Summer 23 trip to the Grand Tetons, Yellowstone and beyond. This was us at Love's gas station in Winnemucca, Nevada, on our way east to Salt Lake City. So, where did we camp when it was 102 degrees in Salt Lake? Why, downtown at the Fairfield Inn and Suites, of course. Being in Salt Lake City, if only for the night, we had to visit the many Mormon sites in Temple Square. About 4 million people visit Temple Square each year, which makes it the most visited place in the state of Utah, and that includes all the state's national parks. We live close to the Mormon Temple in Los Angeles, so we wanted to see the Salt Lake City Temple, but it was under construction. All the work on the temple and Temple Square is slated to be done in 2026. I'm not sure we'll be back, but we'll plan better next time. This is the Handcart Pioneer Monument in Temple Square. It's a tribute to the Mormon pioneers who couldn't afford an ox-drawn cart and instead pulled their belongings across the plains by themselves. About 250 people died in the attempt, but over 3,000 made the entire 1,350-mile trip from Iowa City, Iowa to Salt Lake. Just in front of Assembly Hall, which we'll visit in a minute, is this Seagull Monument. In 1848, the Mormon pioneers planted crops. As the crops ripened, Mormon crickets came and ate entire fields. The harvest was saved, however, when the farmers prayed and a flock of native seagulls ate the crickets. The event is called the Miracle of the Gulls and is commemorated here. Here is Assembly Hall. It was made from leftover stone from the temple and completed in 1880. They hold open religious services here for people of any faith, but it's mostly used for religious and civic functions and meetings. The many white spires at the top were originally chimneys. Inside the hall is beautiful and was looking quite patriotic on the day we were there. I had to get this shot of the spiral staircase because the craftsmanship was so outstanding. Next door is the Mormon Tabernacle. The Mormon Tabernacle Choir has performed here for more than 140 years. The building is stunning, both inside and out. They weren't singing on the day we were there, but we were lucky enough to hear some organ practice. This is the Hotel Utah, which was also closed for construction. This was Salt Lake City's first world-class hotel. It opened on June 8, 1919. Construction of the hotel is significant because it required the cooperation of Mormons, Jews, Roman Catholics, and Protestants. Here is the Beehive House, and it was the official residence of 3 early presidents of the Mormon Church. This building was constructed in 1854 and gets its name from the sculpture of a beehive at its top. You can see the beehive on the highway signs throughout the state of Utah. The Eagle Gate that you see here was erected in 1959. The Eagle has a wingspan of 16 feet and weighs 500 pounds. Salt Lake City is now, of course, a modern city and worthy of more exploration than we gave it, but we headed east the next morning to Jackson, Wyoming, through Idaho Falls, Idaho.
Idaho Falls, Idaho. Can't imagine why they named it that. On our way to Jackson, Wyoming, but we had to pick a little stuff. Thanks, Dan and Suzanne, for telling us about this.
I had to get a couple shots of the van for my Instagram page. You can follow me there at Tiki Envy. And poof, just like that, we were in Jackson, Wyoming. Well, not quite. Getting to this point meant we had to take the insane Route 20, which had a 10% grade up and down. That was a bit brutal on the van and me, but Joanna said it seemed fine. After we set up at the Virginian RV Park, we took the 1-mile walk into town and saw the sights of Jackson. After being so good in Salt Lake City, we had to stop and check out the $1 Million Cowboy Bar.
We're at the $1 Million Cowboy Bar. Gotcha.
Each of the bar stools was a saddle. Ride 'em, cowgirl. Having an old-fashioned in a saddle probably isn't a good idea. Maybe that's why they invented wagons. Here's a shot of Joanna posing with one of the locals. And here are a few more of the locals. What are you guys up to? We had a lot of fun in Jackson, though probably not as much as these squirrels. We ended the night with our neighbors from the RV park at the Virginians Bar. They were from the Netherlands and traveling with their 3 small children in a rented trailer. Nice people. Our next stop on this series will take us to Grand Teton National Park. Until then, good night from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Ulu Maka.